Welcome to the big leagues. This week, you see, I'm alone, but that's just because Cody's out traveling the nation with his under 10 rec team, looking to compete with Mel, get some dubs. But I have two special guests with me this week. First, I've got from the land of liberty, the Flamers, representing Swamp Nation. My man, haters gonna hate.
Jerry, it's great to be here. My smack talk started at the top and it's still there.
It did start this all. And next, coming from the prison underneath Sanford Stadium, looking to recruit some UGA players for his fantasy team, we have Aaron Jordan. Something about Notre Dame, I think. All right, on to our recap this week. With our first game,
none other than Jerry versus Kerry. Now, Kerry got the W this week because the league pitched in together because we heard it was his birthday and we got him a present. A W, his third of the season. Congratulations, Kerry.
you only get one, man. All right, Melbourne versus Keegs. This was a game right here. But let's be real, Melbourne. Things are starting to go south for you. And you could say you are getting just a little bit cold. Getting the ice cold.
Moving on, let's talk about Carter and Cody's matchup this past week. All right, now I've been getting at this all season. Carter, you're done. You're old. All right, you're just like Tim Duncan. All right, in a few weeks, both your knees are going to get blown out, and we're going to forget all about you and all of your accomplishments. All right, and this is just the first step of that. So I think it's safe for us to assume, Carter, your ship has sailed through the big leagues.
So long, sucker. Now, one of the better games of the week, especially the highest scoring, unfortunately for David here, you score the second highest points in the league, and you don't get to come on top out here. But Aaron, you got any comments after this game?
David, we've been saying it all season. You're going to go first to worst.
All right. So speaking of the person who's actually the worst person in the league, the commissioner had a bye week this week playing FIFA, who's actually the worst player in our league, which is why it's impossible for me to go first to worst, because FIFA is the worst. It is mathematically impossible for me to get to that level of worstness.
True.
Okay, I see your point. Mm-hmm. So on to our predictions. We're going outside the lines here to our field reporter, DJ Haymore. What do you got for us, DJ?
Field reporter DJ Haymore signing in from FIFA's team's locker room. And there doesn't seem to be anybody here. It's a ghost town. Almost as if someone forgot to set their lineup. But crazy, right? I might not be an expert in fantasy football, but I do know when a beating is going to get handed down. And Dave's team is going to be handing that beating. Back to you guys at the studio.
All right, DJ, thanks for that report. Thanks for going outside the lines with us this week on the big leagues. So on to our next prediction. Melbourne versus Luke. All right, it's a battle of the best men. Two of our biggest powerhouse teams in the big leagues are facing off this week. But for my scouting reports, it does not look like Melbourne is ready for this matchup this week against Luke. He's basically going to be like me at his wedding. He's just not going to show up. I think we can go ahead and chalk up a W for the commissioner this week, Jerry.
For our third matchup of the week, we have Kerry versus Keegan. Kerry, after sending out all the gift cards and buying Kerry the birthday present, the league just cannot afford another one this year. So that's why the W is going to go to Keegan DeWatt, who could probably actually hit a layup against Kerry's defense.
Oh, man, taking shots. All right. In the fourth game, Carter versus Aaron. Carter, I'm just going to be real. I think your luck is running out, man. Aaron, He's pretty good over here. Go Dogs.
And then finally, our last matchup coming up this week, we've got a battle of the roommates, Cody and Justin. Now, these guys have been living together for a long time. If anyone knows their strengths and weaknesses, it's them. But we cannot forget about the X factor going into this matchup. Justin's had a lot of questionable behavior, to say the least, throughout this season, but it came to a culmination this week with the Jerry's Web scandal. So, Cody, the only thing you need to do to pull out the W this week is first, grow some chest hair, and you need to get a little bit of this. That's all you got to do to take home the W against Jerry this week.
Okay, on a more somber note, we've all been watching the news this week, and we've all seen the stories. A sweeping story, some would say, of a lot of civil unrest and strife all across the United States, with riots breaking out. Now, if you guys don't recall what this is about, it's about Jerry's Web. Jerry, what do you have to say for yourself?
That's what you get when you put a sorry receiver like Harper on me!
Enlightening.
All right, Jerry, would you like to actually make a real comment about these controversies?
My comment is, I have no comment.
Groundbreaking.
All right, then. So, moving on to our next scandal, FIFA. What's the deal? All right, look. We all know, it's no secret, you're the worst player in the league. All right, we get that. Every league needs a whipping boy. All right, the SECs, it's Kentucky. All right, every team in the SEC beats up on Kentucky in basketball. And football, for that matter. So, FIFA, you just need to wear that with pride. All right, don't go dump all the players on your team, throw them out onto the waiver wire, and ruin this beautiful thing that we've all worked so hard to create.
2014 looked to be such a promising year.
I don't even know what to say.
Except for one thing can be said. The Janelle Award of the Week goes to you, FIFA.
Congratulations. You deserve it.
Wear it with pride, if that's what that's called.
I don't think that's the word you would use for it. I think it might be the opposite of pride.
Well, guest, thank you for joining us today. And we love having you. And guys, thank you for watching.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you as well.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves